What's good, YouTube? Down here on the creek in the middle of BFE, and it is freaking windy today. We had some storms come through last night, and Tennessee's weather is on one again. Like, it's supposed to be in the 90s like next week, and today it's like super cloudy, windy, like low mid 60s. It's actually pretty dang chilly, which is why I'm wearing a hoodie in freaking April. But anyway, this creek has come up quite a bit since the last time I was here, and we're not really looking for anything in particular, just kind of messing around. So let's get down here and see what all we can catch. All right, we're more than likely wasting every single bit of our time coming down here today. And of course, I've got more gear than I'm actually more than likely going to use. But some of it is just stuff I want to kind of test out, because I changed outline on some reels and changed the reels around and stuff like that. It's always a good idea to play around with your setups and see what kind of balances and what feels good and what don't. Now, this water is a little bit on the dirty side, so we're just going to throw around a little chatterbait for first a little bit. And since it's windy, I am definitely going to adjust this reel so that I don't backlash like it's going out of style. And the chatterbait's not getting any attention whatsoever. No bite on the swim bait, so try the hover rig. Okay, well, that's 3 presentations of the fish wanting nothing to do with. Let's just throw a crappie jig just for the heck of it. Hey, we hooked into something. What it is, I gotta be careful because this is only 6-pound braid. Hey, hey. It's our old buddy, old pal. Chill out now. Old buddy, old pal, the drumfish. You gonna let me get a picture of you? That's all I want, just a picture. And to stab a couple more of y'all in the face. I like me some drumfish. So we've been here for about 45 minutes so far, and that is the first hookup we've had. Had maybe 1 or 2 other bites, but that's about it. Now really what I wanted to do was just kind of, hey, there we go. Crappie. Not big enough to keep. Not that I'm gonna keep anything today anyway. Yeah, them fins are spicy. Black crappie are really easily confused as white crappie or for white crappie because they look similar, but black crappie, their color patterns like this are more blotchy, 7 to 8 dorsal spines. And on white crappie, they're very obvious yellow bars, or black bars I should say, and they have 4 to 6 dorsal spines. But yeah, black crappie are very oftentimes confused as white crappie. That was quick. Chill, dude. That's a big old bucket mouth of a warmouth sunfish. Yeah, that's a warmouth. It took me a second. This could actually be a hybrid also, because warmouth and green sunfish are very oftentimes confused as one or the other. But green sunfish usually have the orange and white tips to their fins like that. But this one's got some like copperish little scales there, which leads me to think that this is quite possibly a hybrid between a green sunny and a warmouth. And that one's just shot. But anyway, old Berkeley Gulp 1-inch smelt color. Just a simple little 1/32 ounce jig head. These are actually fly tying jig heads that I got off of Amazon. They're like $8 for 50, and they work. They're perfectly fine for crappie fishing. Matter of fact, this largemouth that I'm putting up on the screen here, I caught on this exact jig head, but with a chartreuse Berkeley Gulp. they will handle some good sized fish. Before this wind interrupts me again, I'm just down here kind of testing out this combo that I put together, which I've already got an identical one of this, but with 10-pound braid. This one's got 6, and this is a 6 cents fishing medium light stash stick, 6 to 14 pound line rating, 1/16 ounce to 1/4 ounce, Stratic 1000. And the only reason that this combo is in possession is my other stash stick. I chipped a piece of the line guide out, so I took and replaced it with this rod, and there's another fish. That's a little bluegill. So I took and, instead of waiting until I had a chance to repair it, I'd ordered this rod. And before that, or this rod got to me, I took some clear JB Weld epoxy and a rubber dowel and put it in that line guide that was messed up and repaired it, and it functions just like a brand new rod now. So now I've got 2 identical setups. One was 10 pound and one was 6 pound, and I am really liking this with 6 pound on it. At first, that's another crappie. They turning into a wasted trip after all. Pretty little fish. It's getting a little bit dark. They may just be finally moving up shallow to spawn. But before I get interrupted again, I've got 2 identical setups, one with 10 pound and one with 6, and I'm enjoying this setup with 6 pound because it's casting my ultralight baits just as well, but I've got a little bit more rod in case I hook into something bigger. This is going to be a real multi-species day. Got us a little yeller bass fish. I know you ain't hooked that good. A little male yellow bass. The males, you can tell they're a lot more elongated than the females. The females are usually a lot taller from belly to back, usually because they're holding eggs more often than not. I would prefer to get into a mess of the female white bass than any of the smaller males. Tell you what, that Berkeley Gulp juice, it gets sticky after a while. But the reason I decided to put 6 pound on this one is I trust 6 pound line with this Stratic more than I trust the cheaper Shimano's that I use. Stratic is just a much better reel. There's another one. I'm gonna have to order some more Berkeley Gulp when I get home. Yeah, that one's really dark. Oh, one picked it up. One picked it up just as it was starting to fall, and it came off. That was another black crappie. What we got? You know, they ain't real big, but I'll take my crappies anytime I can get them. Like, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. You know, pre-YouTube and early parts of my YouTube career, catfishing was just my thing, my favorite thing to fish for or do. But crappie have overtaken that. But these crappies so far today have just been a little tick. And a lot of times when it's bites like that, you need a really sensitive rod or braid to really feel that bite. But really the way that I'm working this is just chucking it out there. And of course I've got a bow in my line because of the wind, but I'm letting it fall for a second or two and just giving a slow, steady reel retrieval and just a real light twitch on the rod. You can do this with the Berkeley Gulps. You can do this with any kind of pintail bait. And of course, baits that are really designed for forward-facing sonar and such. Flukes. This one's a little bit nicer. I don't even know what it is, but it's nicer. It's a considerably nicer crappie. Chill. Now that one shredded my Berkeley Gulp. Well, that one's definitely an eater size, and that thing is dark. Like, it is much darker than what the GoPro is showing, but that thing has got some meat. Yep, that's another. I honestly wouldn't have even known that one had bit if I didn't see my line start to twitch. Jeez, this wind. Pretty crappie. That's the fun size ones. Which, the bigger they are, the more fun size they are, but, you know, they're oftentimes, at least for me, not as scrappy when they're bigger. They're just more dead weight. But yeah, I didn't know that one had bit until I seen, like, I had a big bow on my line because of the wind, and once that line started to straighten out, I knew something was up. I was like,
hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
Tell you what, they must just be stacked up in this little spot right here under this bridge. I tell y'all, these little ones are the worst when it comes to getting finned by them, because theirs are a lot sharper and ain't as beat down and all that. Oh, well, I ain't gonna complain about that one. I was reeling up to recast, and that one just came up and grabbed it. This is honestly turning out to be a little bit better trip than I ever expected, really. Because I knew it was going to be windy and kind of hard to fish because of that. But I never really expected the fishing to be this consistent. Same thing. Chill. Chill. Ow. I was reeling that one up to recast, and man, my phone's covered in fish slime. I was reeling that one up to recast, and that one snuck up and was like,
hold up.
Now that is a straight up warmouth. That one, it does have the little fins like a green sunfish does, but the rest of it is more pronounced. Did we get another species? No. No, we didn't get another species. Ooh, you just about got off. I mean, you did get off, but just in time for me to use my cat-like reflexes to catch you. That one's pretty. That is a small crappie, but dang, that thing is thick. Yes, I heard your fart box. But, yeah, that little crappie is thick. This is just getting dumb. Another little crap eye. And I hear syringes. I didn't do it. Chill, man. You just slung river snot in my eyeball. That one's a nice one. I swear my phone looks like it's got boogers all over it from the fish slime. But yeah, this rod is not designed to throw ultralight bait, it's like a 1/32 ounce, 1/64 ounce. But with this Daiwa 8-strand braid, it's throwing, like Daiwa 8-strand 6-pound, I should say. It's throwing these 1/32 ounce jig heads like a dream. Like, I'm getting more than enough distance and fall rate. Well, that one finally got stole from me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to one I ain't used in a hot minute. Now, what color do I want to go with? Do I want to go with what matches the Berkeley gulp that I was throwing? Or do I want to just screw around and find out and throw that? Oh. Dude. Check out this green sunfish. That one is definitely spawning. Look at the colors on that thing. His tail is tore up pretty good. He's got vertical stripes. You can just barely see him, but he is super dark. Alright, I have come to the conclusion that this little, whatever color that is, trout magnet, is not what they want. Alright, I have come to another conclusion. It apparently is going to be a scented bait day, because they ain't touching stuff that ain't scented. Hey, what is with some of these crappie? Like, that orange copperish hue that's coming off of that one ain't from my shirt. I mean, this Carhartt hoodie is pretty beat up, but it's almost like they've been sitting in mud. But crappie don't do that. Catfish do. I don't know how many times I caught catfish that were just covered in mud. Well, let's see if we can get us one more, and we're gonna call it quits. Alrighty. And that, y'all, is the 20th fish of the day. We'll get a picture of it, and we're gonna call it quits, because this is gonna be enough of a video to take care of as it is. So, really nice fish. And I am going to take this off before I head home, because if you've never used Berkeley gulps before in any form, doesn't matter if it's the gulp, like the 1-inch gulps, 2, 3, 4s, whatever, the saltwater ones, if you leave them on your hook and let them dry out, you will have to cut them off of the hook. I am not kidding. They will shrink up to about 1/3 the size and become hard as a freaking rock. Well, y'all, that was a very unexpected bite. Like, I came down here today not really feeling all that great, and excuse the wind. Of course, it would start going as soon as I start talking, but yeah, I didn't really feel all that great today and didn't expect to catch anything, and got down here and seen how bad the wind was, and it took about 45 minutes to an hour to really start getting bites. And as soon as I changed over to the Berkeley gulps, which I don't know what I would do without those things, because I've honestly caught more fish on those than I have, you know, live bait, which then again, I haven't used live minnows in forever. But Berkeley gulps are definitely a very reliable bait. They're very, you know, consumer, as far as the fish goes, friendly size. And I've done so many videos on scented baits, and I will link one in the description by Bass Fishing Tips, which is Alex Rudd's other channel, and you can kind of watch that video and get an idea for what I'm talking about, or what he's talking about and what I'm talking about. But scented baits work. I've proven that a dozen times over in multiple other videos targeting crappie. Definitely get you a couple of cans of the Berkeley gulps. You can get them, I think, in 1 to 4 inch. I never bother with anything bigger than a 1 inch, because they come in those little tubs. They're very compact size. They're easy to store everywhere, like in your backpack or whatever. And they plain catch fish. Check out the top link in the description. That's my mule fishing affiliate link. I get a little bit of a kickback whenever you buy stuff through that link. And second link is the St. Jude's donation link if you want to make a donation to help the families at St. Jude's. And my Instagram will be below that in case you want to follow me on Instagram. So also below that, before I forget, I have a Facebook page for the channel, so check that out. Link in the description. Again, hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching.